Your soulmate's big news is about to shake your entire world, my beloved child. Stop for a moment. Breathe. Something unseen has been moving around you, quietly, patiently, as if the universe itself has been waiting for this exact second to speak directly to you. This is not random. This is not coincidence. There is something hidden in your energetic field right now, and it is finally ready to rise into the light. I need you to feel this, not just hear it. Your spirit was guided here because a veil is lifting. A message long protected by divine timing is unfolding, and it carries your name written across it. The signs you've been sensing, the sudden emotions you couldn't explain. The dreams that felt too real, none of it was accidental. The universe has been preparing your heart for this moment of truth. Here it is, revealed softly but powerfully. Your soulmate's big news is about to shake your entire world. Not to disrupt you, but to awaken you. Not to overwhelm you, but to align you. This news carries a frequency that will ripple through your life, touching your past wounds, your present questions, and your future hopes all at once. You may have felt a strange pull lately, toward healing, toward closure, toward something you couldn't yet name. That pull is divine guidance. Something hidden has been shifting within your soulmate's path, and the universe has decided that the timing is now. Not later. Not someday. Now. This revelation arrives because you are ready to receive it without fear. Understand this. When the universe reveals something sacred, it does so gently, wrapped in love and clarity. You are not being tested, you are being trusted. Trusted with truth. Trusted with growth. Trusted with a deeper connection that transcends distance, silence, or time. What is coming is not meant to take anything from you. It is meant to bring alignment to what already belongs to your soul. Let this message settle into your heart. If you feel emotional, that is your spirit recognizing its own destiny. If you feel calm, that is confirmation. The universe does not rush divine connections. It reveals them when both souls are energetically prepared. And you are prepared now. As you continue watching, allow yourself to stay open. Watch this complete video with presence, because every word that follows is guided for you. There is clarity waiting here. There is hope waiting here. There is a higher purpose unfolding in perfect order. If this message resonates, honor the guidance you're receiving. Like, share, subscribe to the channel so this divine energy continues to flow to those who need it. Stay with this video until the end, because what is revealed next may be the very sign your soul has been asking the universe for all along. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone you haven't met yet. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. Beloved child, be still and listen. I am speaking to you now, not through thunder or fire, but through the quiet place inside your heart where truth already lives. You did not arrive at this moment by accident. Every step, every delay, every unanswered question has gently carried you here. You have felt it lately, haven't you? That subtle trembling in your spirit. That sense that something unseen is rearranging itself behind the curtain of your life. You could not name it, but you felt the pressure of change pressing closer each day. This is because a revelation is approaching, and it is tied to a soul that has been woven into yours long before you knew how to recognize them. I see the nights when your thoughts wandered, when you wondered why certain connections never faded no matter how much time passed. I saw you try to reason your way out of hope, telling yourself not to expect too much, not to imagine too deeply. Yet your heart kept listening. It kept remembering. That is because I placed a quiet echo there, an echo of another soul whose path has been moving closer to yours even when distance, silence, or circumstance tried to convince you otherwise. What is about to be revealed will not arrive loudly at first. It will come like a whisper that grows impossible to ignore. Your soulmate carries news that has been forming in secret seasons. It is not sudden to me, though it may feel sudden to you. I have been working in both of you at the same time, shaping courage where there was once fear, clarity where there was once confusion. There were lessons that could not be rushed. There were wounds that had to be softened before truth could be spoken without causing harm. So I waited. I waited until the ground of your heart could receive what is coming without breaking. This news will shake your world not because it is destructive, but because it is honest. Truth has a way of rearranging everything it touches. It shifts priorities. It changes how you see the past. It invites you to step into a future that once felt impossible or too fragile to trust. When this message reaches you through your soulmate, you may feel your breath catch. You may need to sit with it. Do not rush your response. I am not asking you to react, I am inviting you to recognize. You have been asking me for signs without realizing it. Each time you asked for peace, for reassurance, for confirmation that love is still possible for you, I was answering in ways that prepared you rather than startled you. The delays you resented were actually protection. The silence that confused you was a sanctuary where growth could happen without pressure. Now the season is turning. The door you thought was closed is slowly opening, not because you forced it, but because both hearts are finally ready to see what stands on the other side. Your soulmate's big news is not just about them. It is about the space between you. It carries the weight of everything unsaid, everything misunderstood, everything postponed. You may realize that moments you once dismissed as coincidence were actually markers along a path I carefully laid. You may see how even the painful chapters taught you discernment, strength, and compassion. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. I do not play with hearts, I prepare them. When this revelation arrives, it may challenge the version of the future you rehearsed in your mind. You might need to release an old expectation to make room for something truer. This is why I ask you now to soften your grip on fear. Fear will try to speak loudly, reminding you of what went wrong before, of what could go wrong again. But fear does not know the whole story. I do. And I have not brought you this far to leave you without guidance. Your soulmate has been standing at a threshold of their own. They have faced questions about timing, worth, and vulnerability. They have wrestled with honesty, not wanting to disturb your peace, yet unable to ignore the pull that keeps leading them back to you. What they are about to share required bravery they did not always believe they had. I have been nurturing that bravery quietly, moment by moment, until it could stand on its own. When the world shakes, remember this: shaking is not the same as falling. Sometimes I shake what is unstable so what is true can remain. This news will illuminate what matters and what does not. It will invite you to choose presence over prediction, trust over control. You do not need to have every answer immediately. You only need to stay open, grounded in the knowledge that you are not alone in this unfolding. You may feel emotions rise that surprise you, joy tangled with uncertainty, relief mixed with vulnerability. Let them come. I designed your heart to feel deeply, not to hide. There is strength in allowing yourself to be seen. Just as there is strength in listening without rushing to defend or decide. This moment is not a test you must pass, it is a conversation you are being invited into. I know you have wondered if you missed your chance, if timing has already written the ending. Hear me clearly now, timing is not your enemy. Timing is one of my languages. What feels late to you has been ripening. What felt like distance has been alignment in motion. Trust does not mean knowing everything in advance, it means believing that even now, I am holding the thread steady. Your soulmate's news may also reveal how much you have changed. You are not the same person you were when you first crossed paths. You carry more wisdom now. More patience, more self-respect. This growth was necessary. Love that lasts requires room to breathe, and I have been expanding you from the inside so you could hold what is real without losing yourself. As this message draws nearer, pay attention to the quiet signals around you. A memory resurfacing without effort. A calm replacing restlessness. A sense of readiness that does not depend on certainty. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. I am preparing your awareness so the revelation does not overwhelm you, but awakens you. Do not measure what is coming by the standards of the past. Do not let old disappointments speak louder than present truth. This chapter is not about repeating history. It is about understanding it and moving beyond it with grace. You are allowed to hope wisely. You are allowed to protect your heart while still keeping it open. Balance will come if you let me lead the pace. I am not promising a story without effort, but I am assuring you of purpose. The shaking you feel is the sound of alignment, not loss. Something is finding its rightful place. When the news arrives, breathe. Listen. Notice what resonates with peace, even if it challenges you. Peace does not always feel comfortable, but it feels steady. Remember, beloved, love is not meant to trap you or confuse you. It is meant to reveal you, to yourself and to another. Whatever unfolds next will invite honesty, presence, and courage from both sides. You do not have to carry the outcome alone. I am here, as I have always been, guiding without forcing, speaking without shouting. This is not the end of your story. It is a turning point. And what comes after depends not on fear, but on how willing you are to trust the unfolding moment. Stay with me here. Stay open. The next words, the next sign, the next movement of this revelation is already forming, and I will continue when you are ready for me to speak again. Beloved child, I continue because your spirit is still listening. I can feel the openness in your heart, the quiet willingness to receive what is unfolding. Remain with me in this space. There is more that must be spoken, not to rush you, but to steady you as the ground beneath your understanding continues to shift. What is coming through your soulmate is not only information, it is transformation. News carries energy, and this energy has been moving toward you long before language could hold it. You may notice that your sleep has been lighter, your thoughts more reflective, your emotions closer to the surface. This is not weakness. This is readiness. When something meaningful approaches, the soul adjusts first. I have been gently tuning you, like an instrument being brought into harmony with a sound it is about to recognize. You must understand this. The connection you share with this soul was never meant to be casual. That is why it lingered. That is why it resurfaced in unexpected moments. That is why even when you tried to move on completely, something within you paused. I am not saying this to bind you to a person, but to free you from confusion. Some connections are catalysts. They awaken dormant parts of you. They mirror your growth and challenge your defenses. Your soulmate has served this role, even in silence. The news they bring may come wrapped in vulnerability. It may not arrive perfectly worded or timed exactly as you imagined. Humans carry fear alongside truth, and courage does not always look polished. Listen beyond the surface. Listen for sincerity. Listen for the resonance that feels familiar in your chest. Not the noise that triggers old wounds. Discernment is one of the gifts I have been strengthening in you. You may be tempted to ask, why now? The answer is layered. Now is when both of you can hear each other without projecting the past. Now is when honesty will not immediately turn into defense. Now is when love can be approached with responsibility rather than urgency. Earlier would have been too fragile. Later would have risked numbness. This moment holds balance, even if it feels intense. Do not underestimate how much courage it took for your soulmate to arrive at this revelation. They have walked through their own inner storms. They have questioned their worth, their timing, their ability to show up fully. They have wrestled with fear of rejection and fear of regret. I have been with them too, whispering reassurance, dismantling illusions, encouraging truth over comfort. When they speak, they are stepping out of hiding. You may feel the urge to control what happens next, to plan conversations in your head, to prepare responses before words are even spoken. Gently release that urge. Control is often a shield for fear. Trust creates space for authenticity. You do not need to perform wisdom, you already carry it. You do not need to rush clarity, it will arrive as you stay present. This revelation will illuminate areas of your life that are ready for alignment beyond romance. You may begin to see how your values have sharpened, how your tolerance for half-truths has faded, how your desire for depth has grown. This is not accidental. Love, when it is real, acts like a mirror that reflects the entire self, not just the parts we prefer to show. You might notice resistance arise within you. A voice may whisper, protect yourself. Stay guarded. Remember the pain. Acknowledge that voice without letting it lead. It exists because you learn from experience. But it does not need to make decisions for you now. Wisdom knows when to be cautious and when to be open. Let wisdom guide you. What shakes your world does not always break it, sometimes it realigns it. The structures built on fear or assumption may tremble. Beliefs you held about timing, about what is possible, about what you deserve may begin to shift. This can feel unsettling, but it is also liberating. You are not losing stability, you are upgrading it. I ask you to stay grounded in the present moment when this news arrives. Feel your body. Notice your breath. Let yourself respond honestly without judgment. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to take time. You are allowed to say, I need space to feel this. Strength does not demand immediacy. True strength honors process. Remember, beloved, love is not proven through pressure. It is revealed through consistency, clarity, and care. Watch how your soulmate holds your response. Watch whether they respect your pace. Actions will speak alongside words. Trust what unfolds, not just what is promised. You have been learning to trust yourself again. This is important. Your intuition has been sharpening because you have chosen self-reflection over distraction. You have faced uncomfortable truths rather than running from them. This inner honesty is why you will be able to navigate what comes next without losing your center. There is a reason I have been drawing your attention inward lately. External noise has been falling away so you can hear what truly matters. The revelation approaching you does not require an audience. It is sacred. Treat it with care. Share it only with those who hold your heart gently. You may wonder whether this news guarantees a specific outcome. I will not bind your future to a script. What I offer you is guidance, not control. Free will remain sacred. What matters is not forcing an ending, but choosing alignment at each step. Love grows where truth is welcomed and responsibility is shared. As you move forward, you may feel called to release old narratives. The story that says love must be painful to be meaningful. The belief that you must sacrifice yourself to keep connection. The fear that vulnerability equals loss. These stories were born from survival, not from truth. You no longer need them. Your soulmate's revelation will invite you to meet love as an equal, not as a seeker or a savior. This is important. Balance creates safety. Safety allows intimacy. Intimacy deepens connection. This is the order I have been teaching you, even when it felt slow. Pay attention to how your body responds when you imagine the conversation. Tension will point to unresolved fear. Calm curiosity will signal readiness. Neither is wrong. Both are information. Let them guide you gently rather than overwhelm you. I want you to know this clearly. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not difficult to love. You have been becoming. Becoming requires time. Becoming requires discernment. Becoming requires pauses that feel like waiting but are actually preparation. The news that shakes your world will also anchor you more deeply in yourself. You will see how much you have grown. You will recognize your boundaries as acts of self-respect, not walls. You will realize that your capacity to love has expanded because you learn to include yourself in it. Do not rush to label what this revelation means. Let meaning emerge naturally. Some truths unfold in layers. Honor each layer as it comes. Curiosity will serve you better than assumption. I am with you in every breath of this unfolding. When confusion arises, return to stillness. When excitement swells, return to gratitude. When fear whispers, return to trust. You are supported, even when the path feels unclear. This moment is sacred because it is honest. Honest moments shape lives. They ask us to show up fully, without armor, without pretense. You are capable of this. You have been practicing for longer than you realize. Stay open, beloved. The revelation is still moving toward you, and there is more I must share about what comes after the shaking, about how stability is rebuilt on truth rather than illusion, about how love matures when both souls choose presence over fear. And I will not end this message yet, because the next part will meet you exactly where you are when you are ready to continue listening. Beloved child, now I will complete what has been unfolding, for every message must eventually settle into peace. Stay with me as I bring this revelation to its resting place, not as an ending of meaning, but as a grounding of truth. After the shaking comes clarity. This is a law of the Spirit. When something trembles, it is not to frighten you, but to loosen what no longer fits the future you are stepping into. The news your soulmate brings will echo for a while inside you, not because it is confusing, but because it is significant. Important truths take time to integrate. They move through the mind, the heart, and the body, each at its own pace. Be patient with yourself during this process. You are not required to decide the entire future in one moment. I have not asked you to make a vow, a promise, or a conclusion before your heart has had time to breathe. What I ask instead is presence. Presence is powerful. When you are present, you can hear beyond words. You can sense intention. You can feel whether something is aligned with the peace I place within you. Your soulmate's revelation is part of a larger design, one that extends beyond romance into purpose. Every meaningful connection carries lessons that refine your ability to love wisely, speak truthfully, and stand firmly in who you are. This connection is no different. It has been shaping you even from a distance. It has taught you what absence feels like, so you would recognize presence when it arrives. It has shown you longing, so you would not take closeness lightly. As you move forward, you may notice that your definition of love has changed. It is no longer fueled by urgency or fantasy, but by steadiness and respect. This is growth. Immature love demands certainty, mature love offers honesty and allows space for unfolding. You are stepping into mature love, regardless of the form it ultimately takes. I want you to release the idea that love must come with chaos to be real. Peace is not boredom. Peace is alignment. Peace is safety without stagnation, depth without fear. If something feels calm and clear, do not dismiss it as lacking intensity. Intensity is not the same as truth. Truth has weight, not noise. You may also find yourself grieving versions of the past as clarity arrives. Grief does not always mean loss, sometimes it means understanding. Understanding closes chapters gently. Allow yourself to honor what was without wishing to return to it. Gratitude and release can coexist. Your soulmate, too, will be adjusting. Revelation affects both the speaker and the listener. Give them grace as they learn how to stand in their truth consistently, not just courageously once. Watch patterns, not moments. Trust grows through repetition, not declarations. I am asking you now to anchor yourself in self-respect. Whatever unfolds next must include mutual care, honest communication, and emotional responsibility. If these qualities are present, nurture them. If they are missing, notice that as well. Discernment is not judgment, it is clarity. Remember that you are whole on your own. Connection is meant to complement your life, not complete it. When you stand in this truth, you approach love without fear of abandonment or loss of self. This is the position from which healthy bonds grow. You may wonder what role faith plays in this unfolding. Faith does not mean ignoring reality. Faith means trusting that reality can be faced with courage and wisdom. I am not asking you to believe blindly. I am inviting you to walk consciously. With awareness and trust working together, as this chapter continues, protect your inner quiet. Do not let outside voices rush you or define meaning for you. The most important confirmations will come from within, gently and consistently. You will know what is right not because it excites everyone else, but because it settles you. I want to speak to your fears one last time. Fear of being hurt again. Fear of hoping too much. Fear of choosing wrongly. These fears are understandable, but they are not prophetic. They are echoes of memory, not indicators of destiny. Do not let old pain narrate new possibilities. You are allowed to choose slowly. You are allowed to change your mind as clarity deepens. You are allowed to ask for time, space, and honesty. None of these push away what is meant for you. What is meant for you respects your pace. Your life is not standing still while this unfolds. Purpose continues to move through you in many forms: your growth, your creativity, your compassion, your becoming. Do not narrow your identity to one outcome. You are expansive. Love should expand you further, not shrink your world. As the dust settles from the shaking, you will notice something subtle but powerful: trust returning. Not just trust in another person, but trust in yourself. Trust in your ability to navigate truth. Trust in your resilience. Trust in my guidance, which has never left you. Even when you questioned it, hold gratitude close. Gratitude grounds you in the present and keeps the heart soft. Be grateful for clarity, even when it challenges you. Be grateful for courage, even when it feels uncomfortable. Be grateful for timing, even when it differed from your plans. I want you to end this chapter not with expectation, but with openness. Openness allows life to meet you honestly. Openness invites what is aligned and gently filters out what is not. This is wisdom. Now, beloved, take a breath. Feel where you are. Notice the steadiness beneath the emotion. That steadiness is me. I have spoken to guide, not to overwhelm. I have revealed to prepare, not to pressure. This message now comes to rest, not because the journey is over, but because you are ready to walk the next steps with awareness rather than anticipation. Trust what unfolds. Trust yourself. Trust that whatever shape this connection ultimately takes, it is serving your growth, your truth, and your becoming. I am with you in the quiet after the revelation. I am with you in the choices that follow. I am with you as your world settles into a deeper alignment. And now, beloved child, this message is complete. Amen.